Hello everyone and welcome to Jester of Blades and welcome to this new short little video with a maybe more or less important update to one or the other. I have been working on getting the pikes out, or at least getting close to getting the pikes out, and now I am finally ready to take the first pre-orders. Believe me, it hasn't been easy. This journey has cost me an arm and a leg, and now finally I am ready to actually take pre-orders. I have prices I can give you, and well, let's hop into it and let's see what these things look like in CAD, so you know what you're getting into when you're pre-ordering a pike from Jester of Blades. So here in CAD, this is the model, which will be exactly what you will get, basically. So these pikes will be made out of 3 pieces. These will be ash wood due to its long fibers and its high flexibility, so it can take a beating, it will stay strong, and it will not splinter into these short fibers, so it's quite a good wood for making polearms out of. Other option would be oak, but it's a lot more short fibered and not that flexible, so I opted to go with ash here. So these will be made out of ash, and these of course are just, if I just get rid of the connectors, these are butted together in here, and the connector is actually holding them together. So what you can see here is a bayonet style connector. You basically push this piece into here, twist it, and it will lock into place. And this little, how's it called? Chamfer, right? This little chamfer, this will provide the pre-tension needed to actually hold these together so they don't rattle around. There will actually be a small little rubber inserted into this. Let me get rid of this piece. Between these 2 butt ends, there will be a small rubber wafer inserted to provide the pre-tension necessary, and that will get compressed when you twist these 2 together, and that'll hold them put. The pin itself is made from brass. It's quite finicky to go with the cat mouse here. The pin itself is made from brass, so it will be the part that wears, and the connector, the aluminium, will stay intact as far as it goes. This is put in here with a wood screw. So I will plan to have the connectors available as a separate piece, and I plan to have the whole pike available, so you can decide whether to build these yourself, or you can get the pike fully made, ready-made from Jester of Blades. So you only need to assemble the pieces, obviously, because I couldn't ship it as a as a complete thing. So you will only have to put these together and connect these, and then you're ready to go. So that's the plan for now. Oh yeah, let me quickly go to the tip. So this is a rubber blunt put on there. It's 45 millimeters in diameter. So I like these very much because they don't bend out of the way, but still they have a lot of protection. They have a lot of impact area, so they don't hurt necessarily, but they allow for defined manipulation of your opponent. Like, you can put, if you need to, you can put force into your opponent without the pike flopping away. And I like this a lot more than the longer rubber spear hands. So, but if you like these better than these blunts, you can always take off the blunt and then replace it with one of these longer rubber spearheads, if that's what you're into. Let's get into some measurements here. First of all, the pieces are all 1700 millimeters or below, even together with the connector, but I can take some measurements here to show you exactly, like from the butt end of this grip piece to the top end of this connector. It is exactly 1700 millimeters. And if we get rid of that piece and rid of that piece, excuse me, there it is. And measure just this piece and to the end of that piece. This is also 1700 millimeters, and the tip is a bit shorter than that. Let me quickly get rid of these as well. And the middle piece and butt end to tip end. This is 1.5 meters, 1508 millimeters to be exact. So all of these are below 1.7 meters. Overall length, let us quickly get into this. Overall length will be 4.7 meters. So quite a long piece of wood joined together. But the 1.7 meters makes it easy to transport. I am thinking about getting bags made for these, dedicated to transport these. I am not there yet. They won't be part of a pre-order, so pre-order will only be the Pike itself. But I plan to get bags made. And the 1.7 meters is also important because you can get it on the subway in London, as David Rawlings put out to me, which is quite important, of course. If you can't take it into public transport with you, that's bad, of course. So you have to walk to training or always go by car. Okay, so that's basically it. Prices. The whole Pike will run at 475 euros for start. So that's the whole thing you see here, with all the connectors mounted, with the blunt mounted, with the wood pieces, everything together will be 475 euros per piece. As I pointed out in my last video, we need to get some numbers going. The quotes I have now are 30 pieces. So the prices I named right now are for 30 pieces. If we get a lot less than 30 pieces, my costs for buying these connectors will skyrocket and the whole thing is off the charts, and this won't happen. So we need to get at least 30 pieces made. I'm willing to put in a bit of my own money and maybe buy 10 for myself to keep on stock and use myself in training. But we need to get the numbers going, otherwise the whole project is basically off, and well, I'll put it off for maybe a later date, or it will never happen. So if you want one, then now is the time to get going and order one, because otherwise it won't happen. Anything else to say? Oh, price for the connectors. Let me look that up quickly. So prices for the connectors, I had to quickly look that up. It's 140 for the set. So a set is the connectors needed for the Pike and the blunt at the end of the Pike. This was the included in the set, and the connector pins, and of course the tools you need to assemble the Pike. Now Now bear in mind, however, that if you decide to get the kit, just the connectors and the blunt, you need to be a bit crafty, and that could become a bit difficult to make the shafts. Now why might that be? Let me quickly get rid of all the connector pieces and the rubber blunt. Now why might that be? This shaft goes down from 40 millimeters to 35 millimeters here in the junction point, so it is tapered. Why are the shafts tapered? You can see this itty bitty thing here. That's the point of balance, and it is at, where is it? (2047 millimeters. So the whole thing is 4.5 meters long, but the point of balance is not in the middle, but shifted back a bit. And that is due to the tapering. As distal taper on swords, the distal taper on this shaft actually allows the point of balance and therefore also the maneuverability of the pike to be a lot better, right? So that's the whole goal of the tapering here. Doing this is expensive, and it is also very difficult, which is why it's expensive, right? It means basically the same thing, right? If something is difficult to do, it mostly is expensive. So these are tapered. You could get shafts that are just 35 millimeters all the way through. This one is 32 millimeters all the way through, and this one is 29 to tapering to 25. So this could also be a 29 millimeter shaft all the way through. However, bear in mind that the performance of your pike will suffer from this. So the point of balance will shift forward a bit, and you will have more mass at the end here to maneuver around. So that might hurt the performance a bit. I don't know how much. I could have modeled that, but I don't have it in the back of my mind how much it affects the performance of the pike. So I suggest getting tapered shafts. I will ship them with tapered shafts. So if you get the whole kit, the shafts will be tapered. But if not, you will get sketches and the whole thing that's required to mount these and to establish the press fit between the shafts and all that. So just bear that in mind, that is the thing. All right. I don't have anything more to say here, and everything that's out there needs to be out there. If you have any more questions, then feel free to ask them in the comments down below. And everything that remains to say for me now is thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.